everyone, this is Rachel, and I'm going to be having a process video in just a minute. Before I get into that, though, I did want to just go over what I've already done. I started this because I didn't know if it would work or not, so I didn't want to start with this if I was just going to end up tossing it. I watched a Missy Whitten video and apparently went crazy because oh, hello, Xanthi. I decided to try and go ahead and do what she did, which was take a 12 by 12 piece of packaging. I actually used one of the bags that my scrap plastic kits come in. Not this particular one, of course. And I used, what did I use? I used the Distress ink spray stains, and then some dilutions I have in colors like Peeled Paint and Mermaid Lagoon and After Midnight. That's a dilutions one. And a couple, I think 5 colors altogether. And I sprayed it all over the 12 by 12 piece. And then I took this white piece of cardstock that I had gessoed, and it's a close to my heart cardstock. And if you see, it's barely bending. I mean, it's curling up a little at the corners, but once that goes in, and you'll see there's quite a bit of liquid because it went all the way through to the back end. So I really, really like this close to my heart, and it's not textured paper for mixed media. It really works out very well. Excuse me. I do have a bit of a cold, so I apologize again. All right. So then once I put that down, I took this piece of paper and I smooshed it all over, and then I flipped it over and I pulled the plastic up, and it was awesome. It turned out really good. And then I took this stencil from Stampin' Up and I put it down, and then I took a baby wipe, and it took up a lot of the paint from what I used in both the dilutions and the distressing. So I wasn't sure if it would work with the dilutions, or because I don't play with dilutions very often, so I didn't know how water soluble it was, basically. Excuse me once again. And then once that was all dry, I took a 12 by 12 Jenny Bolin stencil that I've had for forever, and I placed it down and I put texture paste on it in 2 different spots, up in the corner and then down, because I knew where my photo was about gonna go. So that is how I started this layout. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into fast forward, and I shall see you in just a second.
Okay, now that I've got my background all explained, and I will put a link to the video I watched from Missy Whitten in the description box below, I'm going to go ahead and start pulling things for this layout. Mostly Amy Tangerine's Better Together, but I did pull some flair from my stash along with a little bit of die cuts and some wood veneer from Elle Studio. Now, in just a second, my camera is going to get knocked into. I don't know who did it, but it goes the entire way through the video, so I apologize. You can see everything, it's just kind of tilted. So unfortunately, it was either scratch the video or just let it be a little tilted. So I've pulled out a bunch of this Amy Tangerine, and I'm just looking for the rest of my full-size papers because I do want to do a layered look where I have them all layered behind. And even though everything is blues and greens, I really did want to pull in some warm colors too. So I am going to try to pull in the pinks and oranges as well. And here's where it goes. Alright, so I choose this tiny polka dotted paper, and it's from the Push and Pull. The paper is called Push and Pull, and that's going to be my first layer right behind my photo. I love that navy dot, and I am going to ink up, well, I'm going to try to remember to ink up all of my papers using the Black Soot Distress ink. Now my second layer is going to be this heart paper. Now I love this paper. It is so pretty. So what I'm going to do is just chop off 2 little ends to put it behind, rather than run a whole line of that paper behind. And this is the salt and pepper paper, and you'd think I would have noticed that my angle was completely off when I held it up, but no, Rachel did not notice that at all. Okay, so I go ahead and do the trick of putting it right behind the paper so no one notices, and we're going to be a little more crooked than I would like, so we're going to try to fix that all up. So my next layer is going to be this soft leaf pattern. It's so pretty. It's called Soap and Water, and it's got that bold stripe on the other side. Now, I'm not concerned. I'll be totally honest. I know this is coming in my next Scraptastic kit, this particular piece of paper, so I wasn't really concerned about whether or not I used it up. Plus, I wanted to use it in a larger amount, so it does peak out on more than... it goes all the way across my photo, so I couldn't use that. And then I used the leftover of that piece of the opposite side of the heart paper, and I'm going to use that as well. And I did also do the same thing where I cut it in half and I'm stretching it, but now I'm stretching it horizontally rather than vertically. And I'm going to use my mat to try to line it up rather than try to just do it, because I'm having trouble lining things up today. But I really like the way that looks, except for the fact that it's absolutely crooked. So I cut that away because it took me a little while to get that all set up. So now I'm pretty happy with the way my photo blog looks, and so I'm going to build on it. I grabbed this piece of the cut-apart sheet along with the branding strip for the cut-apart sheet, which I am going to show you in a little bit. I actually don't remember what it's called. Oh, you know what? I think it's called Blogs and Coffee, but I am going to use that branding strip. It is called Blogs and Coffee. I am going to use that branding strip both right below my photo block, and then I'm going to make a little upper right-hand corner embellishment area. And see, here's where I've forgotten to ink the edges, so I try to do the best I can while it's already glued. So I grabbed one of those leftover pieces of the pink watercolor paper along with the wood veneer that says A Taste of the Good Life and that Yes die cut, and I'm also going to grab one of my Flair and I'm going to use that as well. And I'm looking for a sticker to go up there. I honestly don't remember. Oh, I do find one. I use that yellow notebook paper as the base layer for that upper embellishment cluster. Cluster. Yeah, cluster is a word, isn't it? Oy vey. Okay, anyways, moving on. So I'm going to get my upper embellishment cluster kind of worked out. I am looking for... What am I looking for? Oh, sugar. I did this a while ago, and then I got really, really sick. I just have the tail end of my cold now, so I don't exactly remember what I was doing, but apparently, I was going to cut the rest of that branding strip to put as a part of that embellishment cluster. Sorry about that, duh. Alright, so I'm getting this all put together, and once I get that done, I'm going to go ahead and glue down the wood veneer as well. And I really like the colorfulness of this layout. I know I'm not known for my simple white space layouts, but I was so proud of myself that I managed to get this background. I was so inspired by Missy Whitten, and that I managed to actually make this look good. I was very, very happy with myself. So I get my Flair put down, and I'm very happy with the way that upper corner looks. I do add a gold heart sticker to that, and that is from Maggie Holmes. I think it came out with her last collection, not her current one, Bloom, but the one before that. Now, excuse me, I end up having to replace the tape in my ATG, and because of all the mixed media, I'm doing a combination of ATG and my Scotch Quick Dry adhesive. I want to make sure this actually sticks because there is paint, and then there is gesso, and then there is texture paste all on that thing. So I wanted to make sure it was going to stay down. Now I'm using these Soiree thickers, and these come from an older Dear Lizzie collection, alongside the round alphas that came in the Amy Tangerine Better Together sticker book, and then just these Tim Holtz mini alphas for my title called The Dairy Queen. Now this happens to be about my ferret Nala. She is a milk hound. She adores milk, any type, whether it's milk in milk in a glass, or if I've had tea and I've put some half and half in it. So I write my journaling, and I use the words from that journaling card, because I'm like, Nala loves all types of milk, and I go on, and so every time I have milk, she knows that it's there, and she comes out and she's like, oh, hello there, do you have any milk for me? So I thought that was a nice way to use that. Now I grab that wood veneer, and that, sugar, I think it comes, either it came in an old Scraptastic kit, or it came from oh, sugar, what's her name? Teresa Collins, 9 & Company. I do not remember which. I added another flare, and then I add that Adorbs, and that is from a Bella Boulevard Tiny Text. And now I'm going to add a puffy sticker that says Everyday, and that is from a Pink Fresh Studio Scraptastic exclusive puffy stickers. And I did add some White Dilutions mist and little droplets. And the last thing I'm going to do is add a couple more of those Maggie Holmes gold stickers, and then some gold enamel dots. And that's going to finish it off for me. I'm going to stand up to do some close-up to bring the layout closer, and I'm going to realize, oh my gosh, this has been off kilter. I don't know how long it's been off kilter. Oh, sugar. All right, everyone, that's it for me today. Thank you guys so much for joining me here. Please, if you have any questions about what I did, just leave me a comment. Flick me a thumbs up if you can. Subscribe. I'm in my 900s now, so I'm close to 1,000. I'm hoping to do a giveaway soon. So, bye.